Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about problems only international student or exchange student can really understand. So the first problem is not being able to go somewhere without people noticing you're not from that country. I will barely go in a store somewhere in the mall and I will barely say hi or hello, and they will know I'm not from here because of my accent. And I remember one specific time where I walked into, I think it was Forever 21, and I walked into the store and there was a guard, and I said hi to him, and right away he was like, "Oh, where are you from? You have a cool accent." And I was like, "I just said hi." And so you feel like sometimes you can't really be part of the everyday life because everyone knows right away that you're not from here. So the second problem is having kind of two personalities or two life, I guess. So you have your life in your home country and your life in your, new country where you're living in abroad. And I feel like you can't really be 100% yourself in either one, I guess. It's really weird. It was such a weird feeling, but I was in the United States and I felt like I was not fully myself. Well, especially at the beginning, because when you're not fully fluent in a language, you can't really, say what's on your mind all the time. Like, I love to make joke in French, but in the United States, it was so hard because I didn't have the vocabulary, I didn't have the words, and it's the same. You can't really make the same jokes because when you make a joke in French, sometimes it, relates to like French culture. So even if I make the exact same jokes, like, American people would not understand it, and vice versa. When I live a while in the United States and I came back to France, I will make joke about American culture and they will not understand it or get it because they didn't live in that culture. So that is just really weird to have two personalities and feel like every time you go to a country you feel like you're missing a little part of your personality. So the third problem was being a translator. So obviously, because I spoke both English and French, people will ask me to translate words or ask me questions about that country. So I will be in the US and people will ask me, how do you say that in French? And I'll be in France and they were like, "Oh, how do you say that in English?" So it was kind of fun because people, use you as a translator, and it's kind of fun to show them like stuff, and I don't know, it's kind of a fun game. But at the same time, it was kind of hard sometimes because especially, I don't know how it works for everyone, but me, I felt like when I was in a country and speaking one specific language, I could not remember the other one completely. Like, I need to be in that mindset to really be able to speak it. So when I will be in the US, obviously French is my mother tongue. I speak fluently. I don't have problems speaking French. But when I will be in the US speaking English every day, and sometimes, a person will come and say, "Hey, how do you say that in French?" out of nowhere, I will not be able to give it to them sometimes. I will be like, "Wait, I don't know right now. I can't find the word." And they will be like, "Well, you're French, you should know." I'm like, obviously I know the word, but right now it's just not coming out. Number 4 will be to figure out time to Skype. So in the US, in Pennsylvania versus France, we had about 6-hour delay. So it will be 12 o'clock in Pennsylvania and it will be 6 p.m. in France, Paris. So it was kind of hard sometimes to Skype because 6-hour difference is kind of big, and then so when it's morning for you, they're already working over there, or when you have time in the evening, they're already sleeping, so it was kind of hard. And every time it was really funny because I would be like, "Okay, can we Skype at 2 p.m.? And every time the answer will be, "Sure, but what time? Is that your time or my time?" Every time it's like, "Your time, my time, I don't know." So we always had to figure out that. So that was kind of annoying. Number 5 was getting used to the system in America, because in France, we use kilograms, we'll use kilometers and stuff like that, and in the US it's pounds and feet and stuff. So it's really hard to get used to because it's not the same measurements, I guess. So I know one time, I think it was the first week, or I don't know, at least the first month in the US, I remember the first time I weighed myself and it was almost double, pounds are almost double kilograms, and I was like, "What the heck? How is that even possible?" For 1 second, and then I realized, wait, we're in the US, it's pounds. But for 1 little second, I got so scared. I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't eat that much, what's going on?" And same, we use Celsius, I use Fahrenheit, so sometimes we'll think, "Oh, it's pretty warm outside, it's I don't know, 20 Celsius, but it will be actually 20 Fahrenheit, so it's cold." And I would go outside and be like, "That's not really warm outside." So getting used to that, at first it's kind of hard because you're just so not used to it. You're just for years you've been used to Celsius, so it's really hard to get used to Fahrenheit, and you just forget. It's not like you remember it's Fahrenheit, it's just you forget. You look at just 20 and you're like, oh, Celsius right away. So the last program I'm going to talk about is a really funny one, but when you're abroad, living abroad, it's kind of like you're missing your hometown, your culture, and your language, especially if you're in a country that doesn't speak your home language. So when you're in that country, every time you meet someone from your home country, you're so excited and you want to know everything about them. So when I was in the US, I didn't meet that many French people, and when I did, I felt like, I don't know, I felt like it was my family. I wanted to talk to them, I wanted to know, where are you from, why are you in the US, what's your name, where do you live, like all that stuff. But it's so weird because like when you're in France, obviously everyone is French. You never want to know like a stranger, you don't want to talk to them. But when you're in another country and you don't meet that many people from your own country, every time you meet one, you feel like you're so close to them and you want to know everything, and it's like part of your family. So it's just so funny because like it just makes you close very quickly because you guys just like see each other across the room. Oh, she's French, I'm French, let's talk, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!